So we adjourn on day 2 of former President Jacob Zuma's appearance at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, ending on a rather technical note, dealing with just the early bit of the submissions by the former Public Enterprises Minister Barbara Hogan, dealing with how Cabinet, the processes followed by Cabinet in its decision-making about 10 years or so ago. Former President Jacob Zuma confirming much of Hogan's version of what would have happened. But I'll tell you who the former president is not agreeing with. He said today that he did not make the call for Themba Maseko to be removed or redeployed during his time as Director General of the Government Communications Service. He's also been touching on his earlier statement during his time as President that he had no recollection of Vytie Mentor, the former ANC MP, who'd said that she had been called to a meeting with former President Jacob Zuma only to be taken to the Gupta home in Saxonwold, where she was offered the position of Public Enterprises Minister, held at the time by Barbara Hogan. Jacob Zuma saying that did not happen. He did not have that conversation where Mentor says Zuma came out after she had declined this job offer, if you can call it that, from the Guptas, and then Zuma then walked her to the car by Mentor's account and then reassured her that all was well after she had turned down that position, which of course she says had been offered in exchange for favorable decisions on behalf of the Guptas as related to SAA routes. Zuma saying that, well, that did not happen. He also does not have any recollection of some of the earlier claims made by Mentor in those discussions. Asked about whether he was right by saying he had no recollection of Mentor as a person, the president saying yes, in fact, he did not have any recollection of her when these claims first surfaced, but after seeing her, he remembered who she was. The president touching on much more than that. We'll bring it to you throughout the afternoon here on ENCA. Xolim Gambi, Govan Whittles and Michael Apple all in Parktown for us. Let's touch on Zuma's earlier testimony, because he says he never interacted, as I was telling you, with former ANC MP Vytjie Mentor. Mentor gave evidence at the State Capture Inquiry last year that Zuma was present in Saxonwold when Ajay Gupta offered her a ministerial position. Take a listen.
Mr. Zuma, what Ms. Mentor testified to was that a member of the Gupta family offered, and I use that word advisedly in inverted commas, because whether it was an offer or not, I will deal with in a moment, a ministerial position in exchange for favoring the commercial interests of the Guptas, and that she goes further. She says that that offer, insofar as it was an offer, was made with the knowledge and approval of yourself. Now we can go through it bit by bit. There are other surrounding aspects of her evidence that I can put to you, I should put to you briefly, in fairness, but that is the essence of her evidence. Do you want to answer it at a general level, or shall we go into the detail?
No, I had no interaction with this witness, nothing.
Right. She says in paragraph 16 to 21 of her evidence, or of her statement rather, that she occupied the position as chair of a portfolio committee on public enterprises. She said she was, and she uses the word elected as chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises in 2004, and that in 2010 she was removed from this position. And again, what she says is that in her opinion, the reasons for her removal were twofold: that she refused to meet with yourself on that China state visit, which I think you would recall, because it's central to her evidence. Let's just place that evidence properly in its context. There was a visit to China at a stage at which you were present. She says that there was a request that she meet with you and that she refused. Do you recall anything about that?
I know nothing about it.
She says that another reason for her removal as chairperson of the Portfolio Committee was that she refused to assist in the closure of the SAA, South African Airways route to India. Do you know anything about that issue?
No, I know nothing about that.